Hello guys, I was about to go pound the gym, but these codes, oh my gosh, are they perfect? I have to do the live to break them down for about 45 minutes, then I'll go to the gym and get breakfast, then I'm gonna chill. Crazy codes, a remarkably high level. I'm gonna focus on the Tottenham code. They just won in the 100th minute, and my code was about 100. Number 21 made the game 2-1. So I'm going to really focus on that game. Thank you, Sidemen. Man City won. Haaland scored. Of course. 15 points after 5 games. 15-5. Watched my live stream yesterday about 155. Claydex on 15-5. Operation Warp Speed 15-5. Kobe, his induction to the NBA Hall of Fame 15-5. Brady won Super Bowl 55, ended the season 15-5. 15, the 5th triangular number. Man City, 15 points after 5 games, and they're going to win the league. So, hey, Esteban Garcia, because it connects to war. Now, this Spurs code, I want to first of all say congratulations to a member who put his trust in my work, which I feel like I've earned. 20-1, he took Spurs. He took Spurs at 20-1, 201. Okay, when they were 1-0 down in added time. I'll tell you why he took them, because he paid attention to my code. Hey, BK2. So, listen to this. This should not get demonetized like my other 2 videos. This shouldn't get demonetized. He said he's going to send me a tip. I don't know how much he won, but listen, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why Spurs won. That's interesting about The Rock, mate. His whole life's coded. Right, listen to this. Goal, Tottenham 2, Sheffield United 1. Kulusevski, 100 minutes. Number 21 made it 2-1. Right? Now listen to the code and see why Spurs just won in the 100th minute and why there was 13 minutes added. I saw the 13 minutes and I was like, that's very interesting because it all connected to the code. So listen to this. I like Spurs to win. Spurs come in 3-1-0 in the league, and Osama bin Laden died on 3-10. After 5 games, Spurs can get 4th win and stay on 1 draw. 5-4-1. 541 is the 100th prime number. This is in my code. Last night, revolved around the 100th prime number, and they got the winning goal in the 100th minute. And if you actually watch the goal, it literally looks like he's been allowed to score. But I've told you, the players are not in control of their bodies. He's just opened up and then slotted it in the corner. All right? 100. The square root is 10. Tottenham last beat Sheffield United in the league on the 10-year anniversary of bin Laden's death. This game was exactly 10 weeks after their best player's birthday, which is Son. Head and shoulders their best player. Sheffield United took a 1-0 lead. Okay, the last time the 2 teams met, Sheffield United beat Spurs 1-0 in the FA Cup, where Sheffield United went on to lose to Manchester City, where number 26, Riyad Mahrez, scored a hat-trick in a Queen riddle. Okay, Riyadh is now in Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia's capital is Riyadh. It's another interesting coincidence. The game is exactly 55 weeks after the Spurs coach's 2022 birthday. Satan equals 55. 55 is the 10th Fibonacci and triangular number. Satan equals 10. All right. The game is on 16-9. Listen to this. All right. Listen to this. The game is on 16-9. 169, guys, is 13 times 13. So what happens in the game that I coded where I discussed the 13? 13 minutes added time. Perfect. Perfect. Now what's going to happen? I'll tell you what happened. Spurs came back in added time, scored 2 goals, and their winning goal was their 13th goal this season in the league. Can somebody give me a woo? I know I'm only speaking to 13 people, but what I've given you already deserves 13 likes. 16-9, which is 13 times 13. There's 13 minutes added time. And Spurs get the winning goal in what was their 13th goal this season in the league. Spurs have now won 4 and drawn 1. 41 is the 13th prime number. By Liverpool won. Okay? I've tried to teach you all how big the connection between 41 and 13 is, correct? Kobe Bryant died at age 41 with his 13-year-old daughter. 41, the 13th prime. The 2022 FIFA World Cup began with 41 days left in the year, ended with 13 days left in the year. I can't give you much more. Liverpool, 4 wins, 1 draw, 13 points. 41, the 13th prime. Tottenham, 4 wins, 1 draw, 41. 41, the 13th prime. They're on 13 points after playing in a game that had 13 minutes added time, and they got their 13th goal in the league to get them to 13 points. West Ham, Man City goals were 36, 46, 76, 86. Absolute insanity. Remember, Haaland's debut in the Premier League was against West Ham. He scored after 36 minutes. He ended the season with 36 goals in the league. Before the season began, I said Haaland Golden Boot. He's going to score 42 or 36 goals. And I'm telling you, practically everyone told me he ain't going to do anything with City. He's going to be like Lukaku. He'll be lucky to even start. All right? He's not going to be able to adapt. The Premier League's completely different to the Bundesliga. Okay? He don't fit Man City's style of play. I said, I ain't interested in Man City's style of play. He has the most exceptional code I've ever seen in regards to getting the Golden Boot. And he crushed it. And he was what, 92? A lot of people took it, thankfully. Again, it's another example of I don't bet. If I did, I would have put thousands of dollars on Haaland Golden Boot with how good it was before the season began. Haaland. And he's going to get it again, which I said before the season began. But it's not going to be as crazy this time because he's proven himself. But it's all on my website. All the teams that I've said are going to win the league. I'm not going to say I'm here. You can sign up and check. Every team I've said that's going to win the league is either first or second in all the divisions. They're first or second. So, yeah. So, go back to this Spurs game. Sheffield United can stay on 1 draw and get their 4th loss in the league 1 month and 4 weeks exact after their coach's birthday. And this bit, Sheffield United coach was born with 167 days remaining. 167 is the 39th prime. Spurs can get their 39th win versus Sheffield United. And World War II began in 39. So, yeah, I already covered that, Alto. Much love. I said number 21 made it 2-1. And that isn't enough. Like, for example, if you did a code and just said that, that's not enough to be like, okay, it's coded. Number 21 made it 2-1. That's just one element of it. All right? Queen Elizabeth connect to Spurs heavily. She got married at age 21. She was married for 73 years, the 21st prime. Alto, I could go on all day with this Spurs game. Sheffield United took the lead, right? Somebody tell me the time of Sheffield United's goal. Oh my word, 16 in the live, 9 likes, today's date. What time did Sheffield United score? Anybody know off the top of the head, or can they check? I want you to tell me. What time did Sheffield United score? I do this trying to teach you guys because I care. I'm giving you my knowledge here for free. 73 minutes. Brilliant. Alto knows it. Alto's like one of those top students. And not that I'm a teacher or anything, but it's the one he always knows the answer. It's like, Alto, somebody else, mate, because you know the answer. Let's give somebody else a try. But good for you, Alto. 73, the 21st prime. Sheffield United take the lead after 73 minutes and lose 2-1 thanks to number 21. 73, 21st prime. Queen Elizabeth, married 73 years, got married at age 21. Tom Brady retired 7-3 in Super Bowls on 2-1. Those examples are remarkable. All right? Beyond remarkable, to be honest. The amount of times I've hit codes with the 73-21 knowledge. Now, I'm actually a bit blown away. Tottenham have just got their best start in the league in 58 years. What takes place next year on February the 11th, guys? What's taking place next year on February the 11th? I'll say it again. Spurs have got their best start in the league in 58 years. Thank you, Jaden. Good lad. The Super Bowl. Which Super Bowl, Jaden? Which Super Bowl? Which edition? Super Bowl. Which one? I'm patient, guys. I know it probably lags. But which Super Bowl's coming up in 2024? Good, Jaden. Super Bowl 58. Football. Does anybody know what Harry Kane said he wanted to be when he retires? I'm just going to ask a few more questions. I'm only going to go for 30 minutes. I need to hit the gym. What did Harry Kane say he wants to do when he retires as a professional footballer? Yeah, and congratulations to the guy who took Spurs at 20-1. That gives me joy. I've told you that's how you make money. 20-1 is staggering. If I called a 20-1 future, you'd all be like bowing down to me. 20-1, 28-1 Tottenham. 28-1 against a team that hasn't won a game in the league. They became 28-1. Yeah, he wants to be in the NFL. He wants to be a kicker. That's why there was mockery with his penalty against France when he skied it. And he did that commercial with Johnny Wilkinson. Okay? Do me a favor, guys. Yeah, and Jaden, you just took the words out of my mouth. You took the words right out of my mouth. Oh, it must have been when you were... I'm not going to say kissing me, Jaden. But, yep, Spurs... They are the host of NFL games with Wembley. So how convenient that the all-time leading goal scorer and greatest ever player wants to play in the NFL when Spurs host NFL teams because they've got the best stadium in the world, arguably. Can't you see this? How connected it all is? Like, do me a favor. Go to the Premier League table. When I do one-on-ones with people and teach them the code, I do this. I share my screen and we do it. So if anyone does want to do those one-on-ones with me, I'm going to start taking them on again. I kept saying no because I've got enough money and I wanted to just chill. If anyone does want these one-on-ones with me, let me know, email me, and I will take you to a whole different level if you want to learn the code. 18 in the live, 12 likes, World Cup final date. Right, go to the Premier League table, and I'll see who the first person is to find it. Go to the Premier League table and find the 58 for Tottenham. Jaden, that is a possibility. I just don't know how much longer pro sports are going to be going on. Somebody go to the Premier League table. Tell me the 58 that you see with Tottenham, who've just got their best start to the league in 58 years. We'll see who can find it. And by the way, the winning goal by Tottenham, Kulusevski, is born on 25-4 and 9/11. 254th day of the year. Now, Kulusevski is Swedish. He wears number 21 for Tottenham and 21 for Sweden. Add those numbers together, 42 for the Beast. Brilliant. Jaden's flying here. If you go to the Premier League table, you'll see that the goals against is 5 and the goal difference is 8 because they've got 13 goals. All right. 5-8. Best start in 58 years in the league, the year of Super Bowl 58. Now, how many goals have they scored and how many goals have they conceded? How many goals have Spurs scored in the league and how many have they conceded? And I just told you how the winning goal was scored by number 21, who wears 21 for Spurs, 21 for Sweden. Put those numbers together, it's 42. All right, Alto, straight in there. 13 goals scored, 5 conceded. I'm sure you've heard this before, correct? Revelation 13:5. And there was given unto him a mouth, speaking great things and blasphemies. And power was given unto him to continue. I'll let you finish it off. How long can the beast continue, guys? How long can the beast continue? What's his reign? Just, I want to check that you're actually taking notes with what I'm saying. Wow, Spurs coach, 58 years old, didn't know that. 42 months, thank you, Philip. Revelation 13:5 is about the beast reigning 42 months. Spurs, 13 goals, 5 conceded. Winning goal scored by number 21, who's also number 21 for his country. Add those numbers, 42. It's remarkable. It's absolutely sensational. The code. The code. And how did Tottenham lose their best player, all-time leading goal scorer, and have their best start to a season in 58 years? You still think it's the players? They've just lost their talisman, their leader, their captain, the guy who gets 20, 25 goals every season, their hero. But they've got their best start in 58 years without him. Richarlison scored after 98 minutes. Dortmund came back, yeah. If you wanted to take Dortmund, they were 6-1 in play. They were losing 2-1, correct? They were losing 2-1. So, what time did Richarlison score? Who has just been to therapy? They said that he went to see a therapist because he's lacking confidence. A therapist? A therapist? Is that who you went to go see? You want to believe that you can just sit down with one person who's going to completely change the way you perform? He didn't sit down with a therapist. He's performed a ritual. 98 minutes. What does 98 connect to? Who died on 9/8? Who died on 9/8? The Queen, who got married at age 21. She was married 73 years. Sheffield United opened the scoring after 73 minutes. You see why I tell everybody who learns from me, who's on my website, the way you make money is in play. You learn how to do what I do. You see the code. You don't start thinking, oh no, it's done. It's over. It's not possible. Anything's possible with the code. They just throw up 13 minutes. I don't know why. I don't watch the games. Nice, Alto. Yeah, the marriage ended in 21. Brilliant. Or you could say the marriage ended the 21st year of the 21st century, can't you? And remember, Philip died the 9th of April, 9-4. 73 plus 21 is 94. George Bush Sr. was married 73 years. He died at age 94. Queen Elizabeth II died 9-8, the day that the NFL season began, which the Chiefs won. Satan's one of his names, the commander-in-chief. Chiefs won. Remember when they were down by 10 at halftime and then Rihanna came out wearing red? Basically telling you who was going to win the Super Bowl. Yeah, I mean, in play. I tell everybody this, like, okay, this is what, like, my brother does, who thinks he's smart, but he isn't. He likes to think he's really smart, but he isn't. And he seems to think that I'm not. I think you all know I'm pretty smart, guys. What my brother will say to this, right? Take a guess. About Tottenham beating Sheffield United, what do you think he's going to say to me? If I said, bro, did you see what happened in the Spurs game? They won in the 100th minute and all my code was about 100. What's he going to say to me, guys? What do you think my brother would say to Spurs beating Sheffield United? What's he going to say to me? This is why I've given up with him. Somebody tell me what he's going to say. There were 13 minutes added time. What do you expect? Yep. There was actually 13 that they put up, and then they added a bit more because there was 2 goals. He's going to say that. Good one. It was a coincidence. Good one. Sheffield United haven't won a game. They have no chance against Spurs. All right. Perfect answers. This is pretty much exactly word for word what he'd say to me. Bloody hell, bro. You called Spurs one of the top teams in league to beat a newly promoted team. Brilliant. Hats off to you. The code. Amazing. That's what he'd do. He'd try to mock me. And I'd say, bro, Spurs were 28-1 in play. Then that's the end of conversation. Nothing back from him. But he'll mock me by saying, great job. Spurs beat Sheffield United. Or when Man City won treble, well, the best team in the world. That's all I get from him. So there's no point. So he doesn't see it. I try to teach you all. I care. I tell people in play sometimes what to do. I say, cash out now. I've seen what's going on in the game. We're winning. You can get a really nice amount of money. Cash out or cover. Trust me. People have to pay attention to me. I'm really wrong. Be smart with it. So all your answers pretty much bang on. He would mock me for being right. But he doesn't see the bigger picture to my work. So yes, if Spurs won that game 6-0 and they began the game minus 300, whatever they were, 1-3, and I said, hey, look, called Spurs to win, and there was no connection to my code, it was just a top team destroying a newly promoted team. But it won. Pretty much everyone in that Spurs stadium after 95, 96, 97 minutes thought we might scrape a point here if we're lucky. None of them thought they were going to win. I don't care what you're going to say if you're a Spurs fan. After 96 minutes, you're probably thinking, same old Spurs. We start off well, and then we can't beat a newly promoted team. Typical. That's what they would all have been thinking. Can I get a woo in that stadium? After 96 minutes, they're 1-0 down, newly promoted team, started the season great, typical Spurs. Is that what they're all saying, correct? They're all saying that in the stadium to each other. Oh, why did we get rid of Kane? Why did we get rid of Kane? Richarlison, what a ridiculous signing he was. 2 minutes later, 98 minutes. Whoa, what a substitution. He's changed the game. This is amazing. Angie, what a coach. Oh, my word, we might win the league. Come on, we can do this. Let's go. Maybe at 1-1, they thought, you know what? Because you do get that extra buzz. You get that momentum and all of that. And I believe Spurs fans were like, we can push here. We can win this. I bet they did say that. But at 1-0, after 96 minutes, there's no chance one person in that stadium, unless there's some sort of wizard who's behind the code, had any confidence in Spurs coming back. I wasn't shocked. I've seen this too many times in too many leagues. All right? Late winners. Now, No, there will. Many Spurs fans right now will say we're going to win the league. Liverpool fans will be saying they're going to win the league. They're not. Man City are winning the league. Go on my website, read my code. But Liverpool, they've started really well. They're suddenly great again. Well, what happened last season? What's changed? Why are they great again? What changed? Same squad, no? But they've lost the captain. And now they're better. 3-3-1 scorelines. Brilliant. The 11th prime. Man United got beat. And well done to Thomas Lockwood on my website. He told me Man United were going to get beat. And they have a phenomenal home record. Don't they? They had one of the best home records. Oh my word. Spurs' winning goal was scored by a player exactly a span of 36 weeks before his birthday. 666, the 36th try. The beast reigns for 3 years and 6 months. Oh my word. That's 8 months and 9 days. Again, the Queen died on a date written 8-9. 8th of September, September the 8th. Both relevant. If only people knew this. Imagine a match of the day. Do you know what? That would be actually a hit show for the Illusion. Imagine that. Imagine you're watching the highlights of these games, and then at the end of the game, I'd summarize them. So as you can see there, the Spurs winning goal was scored by a player exactly a span of 36 weeks before his birthday. 666, the 36th try. I've shown you the Revelation 13:5, which connects to the beast reigning for 42 months, which is 3 years and 6 months. All right, his jersey number 21 for Spurs, 21 for Sweden. We add those numbers together, it's 42. Imagine, or you could just be like Gary Lineker or Shearer and go, I'm not even going to do an accent, but it'll be something along the lines of, it's that never say die attitude from Tottenham this season that Angie's installed in them. You just knew. You knew when 13 minutes went up that Spurs were going to pull something out. You just knew it. Sheffield United, bad luck. They defended like warriors for 98 minutes. But at this level, a couple of lacks of concentration, a few errors. Before you know it, you're 1-0 up away from home against Tottenham, and you lose the game 2-1. That is what they'll say, isn't it? That's pretty much what they're going to say. Yeah, oh, Spurs have this newfound winning mentality. They believe one guy can come in from the Scottish League and completely change the mindset and mentality of a whole club in less than 6 months. That's what people want to believe. And they lost their best player. England's all-time scorer. Not just Spurs, England's. That's what they're going to tell you on Match of the Day. Now, Villa, again, who Prince William's a fan. What time was Villa's last goal? Gross does not need a code against Man United. Cheers, Riddler. God bless you. Does he? Gross doesn't need a code against Man United. Gross goes to Old Trafford and scores. Can I get a woo? He don't even need a code. There's certain players throughout history, they always score against a specific team, and there's always a team that they can't score against. It's their bogey team. But you always get a player that's like, he's scoring. He always scores. It's like Rooney always scored against Newcastle. He'd always score. I didn't code back then, but you didn't need to think about anything. It's like, all right, okay. It's like Salah. He always scores against Bournemouth. There's certain players. Harry Kane, he always scored against Arsenal, didn't he? Nearly every time Harry Kane played against Arsenal, he scored. The club that rejected him. You see it. And you're like, players that will go 21 games without scoring against a team, but they score against everyone else. It's like, what? So yeah, Villa, Drama, guys. I will tell you this season, it was 90 plus 11, 9-11. Finished 3-1, the 11th prime. Crystal Palace, the Eagles. All right. So Palace went up 1-0. And Villa became what? Plus 300 to win. If you are a person who bet on Crystal Palace for whatever reason, you found a code for them, a gut feeling, they went up and Villa become 3-1 or whatever they became. You take your money or you cover. And what happened? 98th minute winning goal, 90 plus 11 to completely seal it. How? And I told you a year ago they're going to start doing it. A year and a half ago. You're going to see 90 plus 11. You're going to see 90 plus 9. You're going to see 90 plus 8. That is one. I know I bring it up a lot. That's one of the best calls that I've done with football. Said, no, they won't. Maybe 4 minutes added time. They ain't going to do 11 minutes, 13 minutes. Not a chance. No, they are. And they have. And it's just getting more ridiculous. To the point, what's it going to be, like 22 minutes added time? Leon Bailey, number 31, scored the winner. Wow. My bro, Thomas Lockwood, yesterday, he had Vardy to score. He scored after 1 minute. But he said, all my words, Southampton have changed the goalkeeper and they've put in number 31. They've dropped the keeper and replaced him with number 31. The halftime score in the Leicester-Southampton game was 3-1. Whilst they had number 31 in goal. 31's huge for me because I was born on my dad's 31st birthday. But give me a woo if you want my Norwich City code. Then I'm going to have to go. Hit that gym, have a nice meal, have a swim. And I'm actually going to have a few drinks. I don't really drink at all. I'm having a few drinks tonight. Just a few beers. I ain't going clubbing. I can't do that anymore. But a couple of beers with some decent friends. But I'm going to have a bit of time for me. It's always nice when the morning games come in perfectly. I ain't going to stress about any sport today or acknowledge any other scorelines. It's a baseball game, but baseball people on my website are so good at it. Savvy. Post like 8 games. Riddler's incredible at it. It's just too many games in baseball. You know what I mean? Constantly playing. Sometimes they play each other twice in one day. So Jamie Vardy scored his 21st championship goal after 21 seconds into the match. Jamie Vardy born on 1/11, Queen born 111th day of the year. Married at age 21. Great stuff. BK2, one of my claims to fame, I've coded a Royal Rumble winner. Was it 25 to 1? I coded Drew McIntyre. Don't know what led me to do it. And you can actually bet on the Royal Rumble. I ain't lying to you. Give me a woo if you know that. You can actually bet on the Royal Rumble. And I coded Drew McIntyre. The chosen one, the code was just unbelievable. And he won it. He won it. I won. I actually bet. It's when I could bet or when I chose to bet. I didn't go crazy on it because it's Royal Rumble. There's 30 entrants. I didn't put much. It was literally like a tenner or something. And I was betting thousands back then. I'll do 10 just to make it interesting because I had the WWE Network. I paid for it. Again, I don't have it anymore. $9.99. Flip those sixes. And again, growing up, guys, yeah, you can bet on the Royal Rumble. Can anybody back me up? I ain't just saying this. Oh, Aguero always scored against Newcastle. That's another one. Thank you. Kane always against Leicester, where he went on loan. Les Ferdinand against Everton. I didn't know that. Shearer, yeah, always scored against Everton. There's more. Firmino Firmino always scores against Arsenal, doesn't he? Firmino always scored against Arsenal. He'd come off the bench and score. He'd start and score. He'd always score against Arsenal. But yeah, you can bet on wrestling. Might vary on the bookmaker, but the Royal Rumble. Next time, the Royal Rumble, just type in Royal Rumble odds. Royal Rumble odds. See if they're there now. There might not be. Royal Rumble odds 2024. Gunther. Gunther's the favourite. 2-1. Big Gunther. John Cena's 66-1. Rey Mysterio 80-1. So yeah, you can bet on the Royal Rumble. I called a Royal Rumble winner. 30 entrants, 25-1. Some of them are blatant. Like last year, it was super blatant that it was going to be Cody Rhodes. And the odds just said it's Cody Rhodes. And he won. But not always does the odds indicate it. But he had all the numbers. He had the odds. He had the comeback narrative. He had everything going for him to win it. And he won it. So yeah, can I call the Royal Rumble? Yeah, I'll put it on my website. Divock, Origi, yeah, Divock. It's COVID backwards. Yeah, he scored some big goals for Liverpool. Like, give me a woo if you want my Norwich code, and then I'm going. The Norwich code is... I think it's better than the Spurs code, in part from the fact that Spurs won it in the 100th minute, and my code was about 100. But I actually think my Norwich code was better pre-game, and they were plus 100, even money. All right, and I'm going to tell people in my website this, right? This is something that's crucial now for you, and I understand the logic behind your decisions, but you can't bet for the entertainment value if you're going to take this seriously. Is there a Sunday league in Mexico? Yeah, kind of. There's games going on. It's too easy for me. I won't do it. 6, 7, 8 goals when I play in it. That's not worth my time. But there is a Sunday league, if you call it that. But it's not like your typical Sunday league like back home in England. You know what I mean? Where it's pissing it down. It's like, oh shit, Liam left my shinnies at home. Pulled this bird last night. Completely forgot. Rushed. Got home. Got my boots. Forgot my shinnies. Anyone got any spare shinnies, lads? And they don't go afterwards like for a pint down at the pub and get some chili that makes you shit yourself, Sunday league style. It's just, they'll go there. It's not really they don't take it seriously. Sunday league, like you got some of them, like they're playing in Champions League final and they want to snap your legs, Sunday league level back home. Here, it's just, we'll play football, a bit of exercise. Hopefully we win. That mindset for me, I don't like. But I also don't like getting my legs smashed. So I'm just like, I'm not even bothered about playing. Right, Gunther, can you see a CM Punk return? It has to be numbers. He left AAW by a 33 code. I don't think they're going to have him come back and win it. But if he is there, if he does enter, I don't know why they'd have him there to not win it. Unless they set up some controversial storyline or whatever it may be. But I'm not sure CM Punk's going to be at the Royal Rumble. They're really building that Gunther up. So I need to look into their numbers. But guys, anything can happen in these Royal Rumbles. They might all gang up on Gunther. All right, one of his friends might turn their back on him. You know what I mean? We're seeing that a lot in Royal Rumbles. There's 2 of them there, and they're like posing to the crowd, and then one of them gets them and throws them over. We see it with tag team partners. A lot of tag teams break up after a Royal Rumble. Can I get a woo? They do. Because they should have that competitive nature. Only one person can win the Royal Rumble. You can throw out your tag team partner. They can't say anything to you. It's every man for themselves. Right, I'm going to do the Norwich code, then I'm leaving. Guys, hit that like button, please, even though I only have 25 people here. I think it's helping. How am I still not on 11,000? I've been on 10,000 subs for like 3 months. Anyone notice that? Why can't I reach that beautiful number 11? Right, let me read the Norwich numbers out. Norwich have a great satanic riddle to win this game. It's 6 versus 16th. 616, the alternate number of the beast. Norwich can advance to 13 points on 16-9. 169 square root equals 13. 13 is the 6th prime. Stoke can stay on 6 points with a loss. Norwich can become 4-1-1 in the league, and the founder of the Church of Satan, Anton LaVey, was born on 4-11. Stoke can get 4th season loss and stay on 2 season wins. The beast reigns for 42 months. The Church of Satan was founded in 66, and after 6 games, Stoke can stay on 6 points. Revelation's the 66th book of the Bible. 66 is the 11th triangular number, and Norwich can stay on 1 draw and 1 loss, like 11. They last met in Norwich 10 months and 18 days ago in a game Norwich won 3-1, the 11th prime. Luke 10:18. And he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. Stoke dropped to 2-0-4 this season, and Hitler was born on 24. And he died exactly 21 years before the Church of Satan was founded. Norwich can get their 21st win versus Stoke, and Stoke can stay on 21 wins versus Norwich. 21 is the 6th try, and it's both teams' 6th league game of the season, and Stoke can stay on 6 points. That is a breathtaking code, guys. And the goal was scored after 44 minutes. So Norwich's odds were like plus 150, plus 160, maybe close to 2-1. Almost, they scored right before halftime. That is an exceptional code. Now, I gave you all the 13s. I want somebody to check this right before I go. Today is the 616th month of the Polish president's age. That's incredible. Legia Warsaw plays 6 matches today in the league, and they can get 16th point. That is incredible. Are they big favourites? Are they... Wow. If that hits, again, that's learning the code, knowing what 616 represents. I had Inter Milan. To win. They're beating AC Milan 2-0. Can I get a woo? Jaden, are you on my website? Did you see I said Inter? It's not over yet, but if you bet where I told you to bet on Bet365, you've just won. On Bet365, if your team takes a 2-goal lead, they pay the full amount out. Anybody here see what I posted for Inter? Sometimes I post and people don't acknowledge me like Roman Reigns. I know Thomas Lockwood. He got Spurs because of my code. He got Norwich. He's got Inter. Anybody see my Inter code? Anyway, they haven't won yet, but I've just seen the 2-0 up because I was checking that Legia Warsaw. It says 1-0 here. Mkhitaryan, ex-Man United player. Have they just literally made it 2-0? Is that why I can't see it? Martinez scored. Yeah, it's still telling me 1-0 on Google, but my betting app, where I check everything, says 2-0. Thuram. That's Lilian Thuram's son, I think. Right, what do you do here, guys? You've taken Inter Milan. They're 2-0 up after 40 minutes. What would you do? LA Knight seems too obvious, to be honest. But I understand why you think LA Knight, the way he's being pushed. What would you do now if your team's 2-0 up, Inter against AC Milan? Would you take the money, 80% cash out? Would you cover plus 500 AC Milan double chance? Would you bet on over 2.5 goals? Would you just let it run? What would you do? if your team's 2-0 up, Inter at home against a strong AC Milan team, what would you do? You'd back over 2.5 goals, genius. Cash out. I'm more of a cash out guy when I bet at these odds. I'm like, wait, I'm getting 80%. I don't need to give a shit now about the rest of this game. All right, they might win and I've missed out on 20%. But what if they don't win? Right now, anyone on my website, if you've taken Inter, take the money. The over 2.5 is really smart because Inter can score again and you win. AC Milan score, you're not like as panicky. But you have to cover. You have to know the art of it. You can sit here now and go, Inter Milan 2-0, Illusions nailed it again. And then, what? It just finished 2-2. AC Milan scored 2 in the last minute. What just happened? That wouldn't be my fault. Just like you don't have to praise me for being right. You have to bet smart. Take the money right now. All right? All day long, baby. If you've got a parlay, that's why I warn people. You do accumulators, you can't cash out. Unless you've got a 16 parlay and 5 of them have won and you're waiting on the late game, all right, you can cash out. Parlays are so hard to cash out, man. Player going off in a stretcher at Newcastle. Ouch. How do people watch City? Well, there's the glory supporters of Man City that don't even know what day it is. Did you guys see when Man City... I'll type exactly what I put for Inter Milan in the website. That's why you got to read the comments. You got to focus on my website. Not everything's a big, bold post. So I'll put it. I'll tell you what I saw for Inter. Somebody asked me, what do you think about the Inter game? And I posted it. I'm finding it for you now. And you can go on the website and find it yourself. But I'll find it for you now. Where is it? This might be too long. All right, this is what I put for Inter Milan. Oh, no, it's way too long. Wait, I'm going to have to split it. Wait. Here. How many letters is that? All right, that's the first bit. And this was the second bit. There's too many letters. There. That's on the website. Give it a read. And again, it ain't over yet, but you should win money. If you took Bet365, you've just won on Inter Milan. Simple. If you got any brain, you've won money off that game if you took it. So that's what it says. Hey, O'Malley. That's what's on the website. I don't always do it. The post that I put Norwich, clear as day. Most people don't give me any credit. Why? Because it's not the Premier League. That's what I was trying to tell you earlier, and I changed the subject. If I do a code in the Championship, like that Norwich one, you've got to start seeing the code and not just, well, that's not Premier League. As soon as I code a Premier League game, Spurs, Sheffield United, comments bombarding me. Remarkable Norwich code. Unbelievable on paper. Not one comment. Not one comment about it because it's the Championship. Well, you missed out because the code was remarkable. Inter, if I did Inter AC Milan and did a big post, it would have had about 30 comments. If I do one about yesterday, Sideman coded PSG to lose at home. Somebody on my website coded Mbappe to score, connected to Mars. He scored. All right, we had Haaland to score today, Sideman, Man City to win. The level of coding on my website is a different planet. So I said, look, AC Milan just scored. AC Milan just scored. So for the person who just said, take over 2.5, you're laughing now. Just giving you a beautiful example of how it can just all change. Okay? Drama. So much of it is drama. Alto right now would be going, oh, I'm so glad I cashed out. Because now you're like that. At 2-1, guys, you're like that now, aren't you? But if you went over 2.5 goals, you're like, boom, there we go. You're laughing. That's how you've got to do it. You've got to be disciplined. If you can't be disciplined and you don't have the financial resources, you don't bet. Did you see that Guardiola got his 311th win with Man City and West Ham dropped to 3-1-1? Anyone catch that? Coronavirus declared a global pandemic, 3-11. Pep Guardiola got his 311th win with City and dropped West Ham to 3-1-1. Anyone see that? How coded it is staggering. Every single woman in women's wrestling is a man at WWE and AEW. All of them. So don't just pick and choose some of them. I think Bailey is, China was, Rhea Ripley is, Becky Lynch says she's the man. It's all of them. At that level, the top stars. Not the people trying out to be there, all right? Including the ones that were in that Tough Enough. That Mandy and the one that became, I don't know if I can say it, on YouTube. They're men as well. I can't get into this. Yeah, the main wrestlers on your TV, the ones you're watching on your TV, all right? Look, Inter Milan, minus 2,000 to minus 286. Like that. Like that. What would I do now at this point? Well, I would have already cashed out. Would I get on over 3.5 goals? What is that? The only thing I saw, the possibility for a draw was they both become 3-1-0. Osama bin Laden's birthday. Imagine this finishes 2-2 and 9/11, 22-year anniversary. He was behind it. Imagine that happens. A part of me, sorry guys if you've taken Inter, a part of me is like, go on AC Milan. So people can learn a lesson if they took Inter. AC Milan double chance is plus 220. That means if they don't lose, you win. Over 3.5 is minus 250. It's almost implying there's going to be another goal at those odds. But 21 has been very, 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 very relevant today. My codes today, number 21 got the winning goal in a 2-1 win. Norwich got the 21st win against Stoke and stayed on 21 losses. So I think 21's big today. If you're looking ahead to any other sport, look out for 21s. Number 10 for AC Milan scored. If they draw the game, they sit on 10 points. See, that's a good observation. They'll both have 10 points. Both the Milan teams will be 3-1-0, won't they, if it's a draw? So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Again, I ain't too fussed. So if you are on my website, you can read the comments. If somebody says to me, Illusion, look into that game, I do it in 30 seconds. With my main post, I spend a long time. The Norwich one, I did a lot of work. When they're like, can you check this game? I either ignore it, or I'll go, all right, let me look at the league. All right. I was like, wait, one of them can become 4-0-0. That's 20 times 20. I knew that off the top of my head. Coronavirus declared a global pandemic in Italy. Well, not in Italy, who's the nation hit worst by it in Europe in 2020. I was like, okay, I don't think AC Milan, the odds tell me it's not them. So if someone's going to win, it's Inter. But then I was thinking the 310. If I had to choose, it's Inter Milan. And then if you took Inter Milan, if you lose money off that game, you don't know what you're doing, you shouldn't bet. Do you agree? Anyone who loses on that Inter Milan game, who took Inter don't deserve to be betting, shouldn't be betting. That's just the truth. Might say, what you're talking about. That's the truth. If you lose on that game and you took Inter Milan for whatever reason, what am I going to say? I've given you loads and loads of teaching on how to bet. They use testosterone. Yeah, I think it's something deeper than testosterone. I think they're getting pumped with substances that we've never heard of, and from birth. And I think there's demonic possession involved. Like Alexa Bliss, right? Tiny.